Hey everybody, we're making I think this is our 5th video. We're gonna go through all the stuff that we've been working on, and I'm gonna show Brendan a few things and bring you guys along. So I'll catch you up on where we're at here on this Barracuda Hemi 392 sort of resto mod thing that we're working on. Like our video and subscribe, share, leave us some comments down below if you want to know anything about our project or if you have any questions, anything like that. And we'll
hit the bell.
Oh yeah, hit the notification bell, then you'll know when we post our next video, which hasn't been very often, but we'll get some content more as we get this project going. So this is our first thing I was going to show you guys today. We're going to take out the dashboard and everything, air conditioning box, but this is the AC condensation drain. We just ordered this one on eBay, and the material is basically like this molded one is fairly thick. This other one is basically, it must be from China or something. It's like a molded balloon. It's really flimsy, and you could tell the let's see here. You could tell the thickness of the material is a lot thinner on the reproduction one. It's like a balloon basically. It was kind of disappointing getting this thing in the mail. It was in a flat envelope, so we'll have to look for another one, get something better, but the other stuff we're working on is a lot better. All right, so we're gonna look under the hood, the firewall, everything that's been going on under here, and I'll explain what's happened, and then we'll go to the inside of the car and talk about a little bit of the stuff that's been going on there. So from the last video that we made, this has been cleaned up, a lot of things taken out of here, the paint under the hood. So all this paint that's under here is original paint. It's pretty thin. I think it's just a single layer of paint they just sprayed over at one time, so it's fairly thin. And we took everything out over here. We had the brake booster, all the wiring, the steering column, the windshield wiper. This is where the windshield wiper motor was. We're gonna get that rebuilt so it'll look like it's new, or it will be new basically. The brake, this is where the brake booster was. We took that out. Really all we have left is the brake lines right here, and everything will be out. So since taking out all of this stuff, we ended up finding the Dakota digital dash, and since we bought that, we decided to replace all the wiring, wire harnesses and things like that. And then getting a little bit farther into it, we were gonna do the body stiffening kit after the engine was installed, but since we're waiting on a lot of parts that are back ordered, we just decided today to get the body stiffening kit and install that while all the stuff's apart. So basically what's going to happen is now these fenders are going to come off. the front grille, the bumper, this front deck here is going to come off. So all these, this fender will come off, this will come off, that other fender, so it'll just be the inside part that's left. And then we'll weld in, there's going to be a stiffener over here. There'll be a stiffener under that fender there, and I think there's some stiffeners for these strut supports. And then there's also one that goes down here, this lower radiator support gets a stiffener, or it gets replaced, I think. And so we'll do all that, and then I think we're just gonna strip all this paint off and just repaint it with new paint, so it'll be really nice and clean. And then we'll put the fenders and everything back on, and the front section will be done. So that's everything that's going on under the hood. Let's go inside the car and take a look at what's going on in there. All right, so we've got all the seats out, got the center console out.
You mean the front seat?
The front seats, just the front seats, that's right. And then like you saw underneath, we were taking out the steering column, the pedals, things like that. So let me climb under there and I'll show you more of that. All right, so we're in the car now. Somebody doesn't want to lay underneath. So I've got the steering column out. Everything came out from under here. The brake booster was attached up here to this brake pedal. Now it's just hanging here. The wiring harness, everything connects to here. And then the steering column goes through this hole here, which is removed. This is where some of the clutch stuff goes through there. And then our windshield washer reservoir things go through that hole. And so we're gonna end up taking out this whole entire dash. And you can see there's some cracks and stuff. We ordered a new dash pad, and hopefully it's, they say it's original.
How about the roof?
The roof will get recovered once we do the interior, but we're gonna leave that stuff for last. So we've got the automatic shifter in here still that needs, all this needs to come out. And there's a hump, a steel hump for the manual shifter that goes in there. We'll have to take out this radio. We'll update the radios and stuff. Here's our original instrument gauges and stuff, and I'll show you what we have to replace that, which is really cool, from Dakota Digital. All right, so we're gonna get out of the car and I'll show you guys the steering column. So we have two options for the steering column. The 1970 had a key lockout that had a linkage that goes down to the shifter, so when you put it in park, then you can get the key out of the ignition. Or this 1970, I guess, used the same steering column and linkage for manual transmission, that when you put it in reverse or something like that, that it would you'd be able to get the key out. But the new TKX transmission that we're using doesn't have that linkage to hook up to, so we either have to leave that linkage hooked up somewhere, or since we have the steering column from the 74, it has like a thumb or like a finger catch to get the key out. We'll take a look at that and look at the differences, and then see what we want to use. But let's get out of this car for right now. Are you?
Yeah.
Let me see the front. Oh yeah, you are. Okay. So this is our Rally Dash bezel, and it's different than what used to be on there. So what we did was we bought this Dakota Digital replacement rally gauge. This thing is really cool. So let me show you here what it looks like underneath. Brendan's doing all the recording. So this thing looks really awesome. It's really clean. I like how they changed from amperage to voltage, so we won't have a load meter basically under the dash.
My foot hurts.
You want to take a break?
No.
So let me pull these all the way off here, and we'll set it up under our... So that's what it looks like there. Really nice. Now let's put it under here with the original bezels and stuff. That's what we'll look like. It'll be all digital gauges. There'll be some digital speedometer, stuff like that, and it'll also connect with our wiring for the 392. It'll have check engine lights and things like that. So this is really cool. I really like this thing. And so the Dakota Digital hooks up to this box here for different signals. Comes with wiring, comes with gauge or sensors and stuff for all the, I think the oil pressure, oil temp, and things like that. And so this thing is really cool, and I'm excited to get this in. This is going to be a big upgrade for this car. So let's go take a look at the steering column stuff, and then I'll show you what's going on with that. All right, Brendan's holding the tools. So let's take a look at what we got over here. So this is parts from the original 1970 Barracuda. So that's the green one's the 70 Barracuda. All the steering column parts, except for the column itself. I have that over at the other shop. And basically what it had was this arm right here connected to the transmission, and it would move a lever that was on the steering column, and it would twist a tube inside the steering column, and then that tube would engage or disengage this lock, so you can either turn or not turn the steering wheel with the key out or in. So we ended up taking the whole steering column apart. This is part of the steering column actually that got left behind. So this is the bearing, and where the shifter or the blinker switch goes in here, I believe. But these are all the parts. This is the buzzer switch right there. A couple different key locks. This is a replacement key lock for the matches the keys on the door, and all the wiring that's taken out right there. That's an old let's see here. This is an old ignition switch that had problems with it, so it's a good thing that we're changing that out. And also, if you look here, so this wire was melted right here in between, probably got too much of a load on it, so it's a good thing we're changing that. This is the blinker signal, direction signal switch. So when you move this arm on the outside, it moves this back and forth to change the left and right turn signals, to turn them on. And so I'll show you what we got here. Go over some of these parts here. This is a new blinker switch and hazard switch. So this was supposed to be for a 70. Now we might use a 74 steering column, and we might just put this thing in the 74. It doesn't look much different than the one that's in there now. Here's some wiring for the windshield wiper motor. This is wiring for the air conditioning box underneath the dashboard, so we can get some new wiring for that. This is a new switch for the ignition. It's got the ignition switch there when you turn the key on. Some new wiring for the headlights and the parking lights, all that stuff up front. And we ordered all the wiring for under the dash and under the hood, but that stuff is back ordered, so we're waiting on that to come in. So that's why we have extra time to do all the body supports and body stiffening under the hood, right? Okay, moving on.
What about the engine?
Let's go take a look at the steering column that we might use, and then we'll take a look at the engine. We're running out of space here in the garage. So
I'm gonna put some more light into it.
this is the 74 steering column. This one needs a lot more work. It's gonna need to be repainted, but this is the lockout. Instead of connecting to the transmission, this thing pops over to the side,
Is it hot?
unlocks the steering wheel.
Is
When
it
you're ready to turn. No, it's not hot.
Oh.
You want to touch it?
No.
This is hot, but this isn't that hot.
Okay.
When you turn off the car and you want to take the key out, you push this down and you turn the switch and you take the key out.
Where's
and
the
then
key
this-
in there?
And then you start it like that. And then basically it locks the steering wheel with this thing. So we're gonna take this out. We're gonna take, all that stuff off the end. We're gonna media blast this stuff and paint it with the suede paint and I think those parts down there are supposed to be semi-gloss. And we'll probably end up using this steering column just because this little latch is a better option for our key lock versus what we had in there. All right, let's take a look at the engine. Want to go look at it?
I have this so we can see it better.
Okay, we got all kinds of parts in here. And there we go, the engine's at home. We gotta clean up in here a little bit, but there's our engine. We when you put the TKX transmission on, you have to check the run out of this opening compared to the crankshaft, basically, and they have to be lined up. So you put the bell housing on there, and then you put a meter, a mic on this flywheel, and you spin it around, and you check how equally matched up the center line of this is to the bell housing. So ours is off a little bit, and we're getting today some dowels that are offset just a little bit, 5/1000ths, and so it'll move that bell housing just enough, and we'll check it again to make sure that it's centered up to where it needs to be.
See this stuff right there? It's moving because I have.
I do see it.
Because I have this.
You got the flashlight, yep.
Yeah.
All right. So there we go. There's our engine again. We've got it home now in the garage. All right, guys. We're coming up on the end of our video here.
And I have two heads.
Brendan's practicing holding this camera.
Ah.
Let's see. All right. Maybe we need like a better stand to hold this.
I have two heads.
Okay. So let us know if you got any comments or anything like that, or wants to show you anything in particular with our Barracuda. Otherwise, we're gonna keep going on the steering column. We're gonna get it painted up. We're gonna get the dashboard out, and we're gonna. What are you doing?
Ah!
And then we're gonna start getting the engine mounted to the K-frame. I think we've decided we're gonna use the K-frame from the 74 also, because there's some cutting that you have to do on the support for the air conditioning compressor. So I'll show you that a little bit later. But anyways, if you like our channel and our video and our Barracuda, our content, please like our channel, like this video, subscribe to our channel, like this video.
If you like this video, then we will give you $1 million.
No, we won't.
Yes, we will.
We won't give you
Yes,
anything.
we will.
No,
we
thank
will.
you. All right, anyways, just like our video, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
And we will give you $1 million.
No, we won't.
Yes, we will.
No,
Yes,
no. All right, see you guys.